Hello, everyone. Welcome to this Monday, Moon Day, Musings with Lisa. I have been guided to come to this channel on a regular basis to share with you and to support this channel to grow organically. And I could not grow without you. So if this is your first time here, please do hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Your clicking that subscription button means the difference between these videos being seen by one person compared to being seen by tens of people and 100 people. And I would like to see this channel. I've been at this for a decade now. I'm like, where do I look, there or there? But if I look there, then it looks like I am looking at you. Yes, my goal is to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers, and that makes all the world of difference to me. Where it may not seem like a big deal to you, it is in fact to me. So welcome. Today, being Monday, being the moon's day, we are going to discuss and chat about the energetics that we are currently experiencing and the emotions that this may be bringing up, what's coming up for us. So this will be an offering every Monday morning at 9:30 Eastern time, and we will just see where it goes from there. So let's just get started with the heart chakra singing bowl. So I'd just like to ask you to take a moment and get really centered into being here now. So nice deep breath. Good. So we've got a lot going on in the cosmos right now. We have 6 or 7 planets retrograde. I don't have my list handy. I believe it's 7 planets retrograde. We have Mercury being the big planet that's retrograde, moving through Libra right now and going back into Virgo. And when Mercury's retrograde, it's always a really good time for us to revisit. It's almost, a lot of people, there's a lot of, ideas out there. Oh, Mercury retro, don't do this, don't do that. I love it. Being a Virgo, I'm very familiar in this, I'm very comfortable in this energy. And Mercury retrograde is always a time to reflect. It's almost like the changing of the seasons, which we are on the 22nd, which is Thursday of this week. We are going to be moving into the equinox. And so, Mercury retrograde is always a time to reflect and revisit what has transpired in the last quarter of our life, in the last season of our life, and to really spend some time pondering whether this is what we want. This is where we would like to be. And if it is, then keep going, keep doing what you're doing. You're on the right path. If it's not, really spending some time contemplating what it is that you could be doing to support yourself, 444, to support yourself through these changes, to support yourself in making changes, because change is never easy or comfortable, and yet it is a necessary part of this life. Look at that. It's so funny. I mentioned the 444, and then we get the 4-4 card. So let's just talk about these cards that have come through. I'm working with the Moonology and the Queen of the Moon Oracle decks. And this, we've got a number 9. And, when we're talking about Mercury retrograde and cycles that come around, 9 always speaks of a completion before we move to the 10 energy, that 1, that new beginning. So it says first quarter moon, assessing. So this is really what we were speaking about, Mercury being retrograde. It's time for reflection and assessing really what's working and what's not working. What can we get rid of, and perhaps what can we implement that will support positive changes. The next card that came through is this power card, number 16, which comes to a 7. And this is really speaking to me about the physical body. As we're shifting from the summer here in the Northern Hemisphere into the autumn, and then in the South, as you're moving from the winter into the spring, it's really a good time to establish and implement new routines and new healthy routines. Yesterday, I spent the whole day, Saturday, the whole day was spent like reorganizing the home space and changing things around. And then yesterday was all about me and focusing on the physical home, my body. And so I was guided first thing to go down to the lake, pack up my backpack, and I was down there for 4+ hours, really working with Mother Earth, allowing Mother Earth to, it's almost like reestablishing my inner rhythms. It's been a while. I feel like I've missed the summer. Like the summer just kind of went by, and here we are almost in at autumn. And so really reestablishing my connection and feeling supported through my connection with the earth was important for me yesterday. And it was like a whole big reset. There was a lot of purging that from the physical body, a big release of, I would say, toxic buildup, if you will, what thoughts, energy, just the energy that has been hanging on, likely because I haven't been consciously working to clear that energy. And so as this was taking place, as I was in nature yesterday and really reestablishing that connection, I remembered how powerful we each are and how powerful we are to shift the density of the third dimensional experience. And, it's so important for those of you who are guided here, who come across this video, whenever you come across it, because it's not date or time specific, although the date is the 19th of September, 2022. These messages are timeless. And when we come across them, any message that we connect with, if it resonates, it's because we are meant to hear it in that moment in time, because we are forever in the eternal now moment. And so as we reestablish our connection with our body, we truly return to our own personal power. And so this feels like a week of reestablishing connections with ourself, with our higher self, and coming home to our personal power, which brings us to this 44, and it is called attraction, the super moon. And we just had our last super moon of the year. We're actually coming up to eclipse season. I believe that starts in October. So there is so much that it's almost like we're in a pressure cooker. The whole planet is in this pressure cooker, and we're just waiting for something to, something to give. And all I would encourage you to do is keep giving to yourself each and every day. Keep showing up for yourself each and every day. Fours always speak to me, although this is a master number, fours always speak to me about the angelic realms and being loved and surrounded by the angels who love us unconditionally and who are there for us. 44 really speaks about to me in this moment, it's really speaking about foundations. So this feels like a week of really establishing foundations, establishing connections that are going to see us through this next season of our life. Because emotions have been kind of all over the map. Um, yeah, and there is quite a feeling of what is indifference? There's quite a feeling of indifference. And you know what? The world needs us to give a shit. Honestly, we a fiery climax approaches the full moon in Aries. Is that what we've got coming up? We do. The next full moon is the full moon in Aries, and that is going to be probably early October. I don't have the date here. I can find the date. Full moon in Aries. Wow. Remember I was saying it feels like we're in a pressure cooker? So let's see when the full moon in Aries is this year. I really think it's the next one coming up. It is. I'm sure of it. Full moon in Aries 22. October 9th. October 9th is the full moon in Aries. So whatever, when I was speaking about that pressure cooker, it does feel, this one wants to come out too. It does feel that collectively there is going to be revelation, if you will. We are living through the time of revelations. If you weren't sure of that, you can be sure of that. We certainly are. And what I'm feeling with this full fiery climax, what I'm feeling is we are being asked to be the love. Whatever is taking place in the world, we are not to be fearful. The oligarchy, the puppet masters pulling the strings of your emotions through the mainstream television, through the Netflix series, through Hollywood, through the reality TV, is looking for a reaction from you. And the lower your vibration, the easier you are to manipulate. And really, most of the reaction that they want from you is this indifference and, defensiveness, where we're fighting against each other, which is absolute insanity. It's in fact stupidity at the extreme level, because you and I are brothers and sisters. We are children of God. We are children of Mother Earth. And if God offends you, the mention of God offends you, I'm here to say it's time to get over it, because God is a consciousness. And again, the puppet masters pulling the strings have done a good job of getting us all offended by words, right? And the language has changed so much. When I was a child in the 70s and 80s, gay meant happy. You're a gay lord. You were, it was like you were happy. And now it's got a whole different thing. It has to do with sexual orientation. And, we have to start calling out the lunacy. We have to start calling out the stupidity, or we are nothing. We're no better than those who promote this kind of foolishness. And so instead of worrying, instead of being fear-based about what might be coming, I encourage you to be excited about what is coming, because humanity wins. God, consciousness, and humanity wins. And it's up to each and every one of us to be that consciousness, to bring our consciousness to the table every day, to bring our heart to the table every day. Everything else wants us here in our heads. And I encourage you to take that, 13-inch journey down to your heart and trust this place. Get familiar in this place. Most of us are not comfortable in the heart space at all. Many people have disconnected from their heart a long time ago. And then the next card that we got is a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. And, what I'm feeling with this is like we are being called to be truthful. Again, we're being called to use our voice, to be truthful about what's going on, to stand up and speak up and out against the foolishness that we see in the world. And this isn't about judging each other. This isn't about, right or wrong. A lot of things aren't up for debate. We have to get back to being factual. We have to get back. Yes, of course, we're here to be tolerant and loving and accepting of all beings, of all people, exactly as they are. We are not here to be tolerant, loving, and accepting of lunacy. We are not here to be tolerant, loving, and um, accepting of insanity, of absolute tyranny. That's not it. And, for generations, my generation, for sure, I'm 52 now. And in my lifetime, we have been, the powers that be, the puppet masters, the string pullers have done a great job in shutting us down, shutting anyone down that has the ability to think for themselves, has common sense. Common sense flew off the planet in 2020. It did a mass migration from this planet, and we need it to come back. You need to call your common sense back, and together, one person speaking up is great, and that's what we're each here to do. And it's a courageous act to speak up and speak out against the foolishness that's going on. When we join together, when there's more of us doing it, it picks up speed, it gains strength. Strength in numbers. Yeah, I can be strong here all by myself. It would be easier if there were some other people that were willing to be strong as well. And we could come together as a human family. We could come together as a spiritual family, as a collective, and support one another to continue raising our voices, to continue standing up and speaking up for ourselves. And the final card here is adjustments are needed, are required. Third quarter moon. So as we are approaching, so on the 22nd, we have the equinox at 9:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on the 25th, we have the Libra new moon at 5:54 p.m. And so as we move through this week, I really encourage you to make some changes. If you're feeling the call to clear the clutter in your home space, do it. You'll feel all the better for it. If I could just get my son to find a spot for his hockey bag, that would be fantastic. So clearing your home space, really, settling in, because here in the northern hemisphere, we're really moving into this time where we're really going to visually see through nature's display the beauty of letting go, when things have run their course, to let them go. And so as summer's winding down, as we're shifting gears into the cooler days, the shorter days, much shorter days. I think we've got 12 hours of daylight currently, and we're sliding back to less and less very quickly. So really, what can you do to support yourself as this shift, as the seasons change, as we move into a new season in our life, and as we move towards this whatever's got us in this pressure cooker, as we move towards the release of whatever that may be. Now, I can tell you, the powers that be, again, I can't stress it enough, they want you and I fighting each other. They want you and I disagreeing with each other, and they've done a great job. I can't express to you how it hurts my heart to see just how many people in the last 2.5 years have really fallen by the wayside, afraid to speak up, afraid to show support for someone that does speak up, not wanting to be associated with uh, people. And, I'm speaking for myself, of course, with a certain energy. And, it's sad because it really speaks volumes of the lack of consciousness that consciousness is more than being a part of a spiritual community. Consciousness is about showing up each and every day. Consciousness is about the choices that you make. I've been sharing about this for a decade or more. Truly, it's about the choices we make every day. Whether we choose to use toothpaste with fluoride in it or not, whether we choose to buy bottled water in plastic or we come up with an alternative filtration system. These things matter. What we do, where we spend our money matters. The stuff that we have doesn't matter, because when the physical body, has expired, when the clocks run out, when time runs out, you don't take any of that stuff with you. What we do take with us, though, is the love shared, the memories shared, because we live beyond the meat suit, right? This is the densest form we will ever be in, is the physical body. And at the time we transition, when there's no more breath in the body, it's I believe that we awaken to the dream that we've been living in. And so if we can awaken from the dream in our current reality, wow, the mountains we can move, the babies, the mouths that would be fed, the children that would go to bed every night with full bellies, and a roof over their head, feeling loved, valued, and protected, feeling safe. And, sadly, we're at this time on the planet where there's too many children, adult children included, who don't feel safe, who don't go to bed feeling nourished and loved. And it's up to us to do that. It's up to us to show up for ourselves, and then it's up for us to show up for others and to show others they are not alone. And you have the ability to do that. We each do. I'm being guided to say Archangel Michael walks with you. He walks with all of us and wants us to show up for ourselves. Honestly, it's time. So let's see. I think I'm being guided to pull a card from I think it's Visions of the Soul, Visions of Spirit. And let's see, from our ancestors, those who love us unconditionally in spirit, what message can they share with us for this week? That's the card they want. Oh, number 16 again. Which other card did we have that was a 16? Was it the Power? Okay, so this was a 16, and now we've got a 16 again. And this speaks of power, and this card is talking about vision. Heaven is where you find it, north, and the color is white. The question is no longer how did we get here and why, but where do we go and how? We are placed on the path of life to experience, interact with, and be challenged by its dangers. Paradise is not a place, but a state of mind. We must heed to the advice to stop and smell the roses, for it is possible that in our fervor to search for the elusive, we sacrifice our Garden of Eden for one tree. It is not so much in what you see, but the way in which you see it. Are you flying above your life, unaware of your true reality? The feathers you hold are not your own. They are a gift and must be returned one day. Like a dream catcher and the medicine wheel, they hold change. New colors become brilliant and luminous as you journey, and you wear the feather of distinction, the mark of a seasoned, soulful traveler. Your hands reach out and hold back illusion. Heaven is before you, and your dreams are coming true. And that is a beautiful message for me to receive. I hope it was beautiful for you too. Thanks for being here. I hope this offering grows and that we connect on a more regular basis here. Don't forget, you can help me and show your support and encouragement with your subscribe to this channel, a thumbs up, and comments down below. If you don't know, I have a new book. I don't have it here to show you yet. I haven't received it in my hands, but it is available on Amazon. It's called Playing in the Deep, Volume 1 by Lyle. It's Playing in the Deep, One Heart's Gift to Humanity. And it's messages from God's source that came through me during January and February of 2022, and really came through at a time where there was so much an uprising of the human spirit, really, in my home country of Canada. So you can check that out. I'll drop a link in the comments below if you're interested. Volume 2 will be out within the next week. Hopefully by this time next week, I'll have a copy to show you. And I am now taking bookings for 2023 yearly messages. Those that are purchased before October 1st will receive fourth quarter 2022 messages as a bonus and a thank you. And yeah, that's it. So I hope to see you again soon. Take care. Have a great week. Blessed equinox, everyone. I see you. I feel you. I love you. Until next time, be good to you.